Hello, hello. It is 4 o'clock and it is Dorothy-Inez. It is time for Ready, Set, Goals. I'm excited about today. I've been waiting for it for 2 weeks. And I hope those of you that signed up for it have been anticipating this opportunity for you to prepare for 2018. So before I get started, let me just make sure that I am broadcasting because I'm trying out a new software today. Yep, there she is. She is on her page. Awesome sauce. That way I can also see comments that I may not be able to see here. Hi, Natasha. Welcome. Look what I have. Hey, hey. Welcome. I am about to facilitate my, there we go, about to facilitate my class today. There we go. All right, so welcome, welcome, welcome. I see I have 3 viewers. If you would, the viewers that are on, if you would just type your name in the comments so I know who you are, where you're from. I know Natasha Lee is here. She's from Northern California. She is known as True Beauty Revealed. Let's see, who else do we have? Let me know that you're here so I can give you a shout out as well. So I'm going to give it just a few moments before we get started. I want to give some people an opportunity to log in. If you're excited about today, put a 0 in the comments. Put a 0 in the comments. That's like a circle of love. Put a 0 in the comments if you're excited about today. Hey Connie, hey Sandy, and for those of you that may come in and watch the replay, I want you to type in replay so I know. Oh, Sandy's super excited. She said 0, 0. If you are watching the replay, please put the words replay down below so that way I will know you are watching the replay. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I see I have 5 people here. There's 2 more. Oh, Sheila, yay, you made it. You made it. So we've got Sheila, Sandy, Natasha, Connie. So thank you so much for joining. Connie's all the way from Minneapolis. I'll see you soon, Connie. So welcome to today's Ready, Set, Goals. I'm so excited to share this information with you. I have prepared my notes so I make sure that I bring you value, that I bring you some juice, I bring you some inspiration to prepare you for 2018. So let me tell you a little bit about me because many people don't know a lot about me because I just jump right into business. So let me just tell you what qualifies me to teach this stuff, right? What qualifies me, period, to be a confidence and presence coach? Well, first of all, I have over 25 years background leading sales and service teams in the corporate environment. I love serving people, and I used to be a coach. I've helped hundreds of people reach their career goals over my lifetime so far. I also have a degree in communications, public relations, leadership, and now in 3 weeks, I will be completing my master's in organizational psychology. And you might be thinking, well, what the heck is organizational psychology? Well, organizational psychology is a scientist, yes, I will be a scientist, who understands the psychology of the workplace. So you'll usually find us in your training departments. You'll find us doing executive coaching, change management, those types of things. And I've been a coach since 2010. I started out in the beauty area, coaching women around their beauty from the inside out because I was a makeup artist. And now I think I've found my niche where God wants me, and that's helping women to show up and shine in their God-given purpose. So I'm super excited about that. And so my company name is Brilliant Leadership International. And one other thing I think is important to say, I'm a 4-time international best-selling author. I always forget that I've accomplished that over the last, 5 years in business. And I think that's amazing. So that's what qualifies me, plus life experience to help you show up and shine in 2018 as the woman that God has called you to be. This is not for the faint at heart. So if you're just coming here thinking that, oh, I'm just going to listen to Dorothy-Inez and I'm not going to do any of the work, this is literally like a boot camp. We are going to, if you do the work, you're going to feel so good inside. You're going to have so much focus, so much direction. I mean, just stick with me and do the work. You want to plan like at least an hour. Once we spend the time on these, I'm trying to keep them at about 15, 20 minutes. I do like to talk. Sometimes I do talk too much. Forgive me. But now that you guys know who I am, we'll be jumping right in, getting down to business. So let me turn this. And I'm sorry my chair is so squeaky. I've got to do something. I think I need a new chair. But sorry for the squeakiness. So anyways, so now that you know who I am, the purpose of this training, which I've said a couple of times already, and you're going to see me looking down because I'm going to be looking at my notes because I want to make sure I don't forget one thing today, because I want you to walk away inspired and ready to get I want you to be so inspired when you get off here that you can't wait to sit down and get with God about your goals. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is the purpose of this is to prepare you for 2018, because the scriptures say we must write it down. We must write down our vision and make it plain. So this way you have clarity, you have focus. God truly wants us to prosper. We weren't born here to be broke and living in victim mindset and not, we were born to be victors. We were born to shine, okay? And so I'm here to help you do that. And I always wanted for those of you that are believers, because I tend to have a lot of believers, and I don't think whether you're a Christian or not, the Bible still has spiritual principles that are universal for everyone. And I take the Bible as God's word. So I'm going to share a few scriptures with you that inspire me when it comes to my goals. And these are great scriptures to have on your vision boards. So the first one is I can never say it, but I think it's Habakkuk 2:2. Says, write the vision, make it plain on tablets. So to me, tablets, that's paper. Write it down, make it plain, so he may run who reads it. So he may run who reads it. And I take that, you could look at that and say that whoever reads it might, run off. But for me, since I'm the one looking at my goals, that as I read them, I will be inspired to run and go for my goals. So that's Habakkuk 2:2. And then, of course, many of us know Jeremiah 29:11 that says, for I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. So God wants to prosper us. That is part of his plan. And then the one that I've kind of been harping on this last week or two, thanks to the amazing Tim's story, and that is Ephesians 2:10. My business for the last, 5 years has been grounded in Ephesians 2:10. But I stopped. The scripture I would always quote is, you are God's masterpiece. And I would stop there. But little did I know that the juice kept going. It says, for we are God's handiwork / masterpiece, created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which God prepared in advance for you to do. God has prepared you, ladies, in advance for these goals that we're about to write down, that vision that's inside of you. God has prepared you in advance when he molded you in his hands, when he made you that masterpiece that you are. In your DNA is programmed that vision, that purpose. Your job here is to figure out how to bring it to life, not by yourself, but through co-creating with your Creator. So that's Ephesians 2:10. Jeremiah 29:11, and Habakkuk 2:2. Okay? I tell you, I get so excited about this stuff, ladies. So, before we get started, I'm going to ask you, like I said, to commit to this process. It's 1 week. It's a little boot camp. We're looking at maybe an hour a day, except for when you get to your vision board piece. I'm asking for your commitment to show up each day this week. Even if you can't show up live, I expect you to watch the replay. So if you can commit, I want to see you comment. I'm going to look. Comment with a 1 in the comments if you can commit to showing up live or on the replay every day and doing your homework. Can I see some 1s in the comments? You know, because it takes commitment. You can't just show up today and never come back. Thank you, Sheila, I see you. And never come back, because that's how I've gotten where I'm at today. That's how many of the women that you look to got where they are, is they had commitment. They didn't stay stuck in excuses. Thank you, Natasha. Thank you, Connie. Because so many of us can get caught up in, oh, I'm tired. Oh, I don't feel like it, or life gets in the way. I'm feeling this or that way. You know what? When I think about, did Jesus want to go to the cross? He didn't feel like it, but he did. Okay, because he was living out his mission and his purpose for his life. And in that same way, if we just use Jesus I use him as my model, as how I want to live my life. And there's times I don't feel like showing up. And to be honest, if you guys can see, I'm going through some peeling right now, because I gave myself a peel and I was like, oh God, I totally forgot. I have to do this live and I can't, bomb out my face, paint this thing. But I made a commitment and I showed up anyways, because I'm confident. That's what confidence will do for you, Thank you, Natasha. That's right. We have to show up. We can't be caught up in feelings, okay? If you want to bring your truth, your purpose to pass, that thing that's in your DNA, be unstoppable. Unstoppable, okay? Thank you so much. Hey, Catherine, welcome, welcome, welcome. We were just making our commitments, Catherine, that everyone that's on here today is choosing to show up every day, whether it's live or on the replay. And if you can make that commitment, Catherine, and to do your homework, put a 1 in the comments so that I know that you're committed to being here with us, okay? So, now, I've given you all this workbook. I don't know if you printed it up. Not necessary to print it up. You could actually have it up on your screen and have a journal, but I gave this to you as a gift. I put it together so it's there for you to use. And so the first thing we're going to talk about today is your future self. Thank you, Catherine, for your commitment. So the future self is the thing that I learned from one of my coaches. It is one of the most powerful exercises. Hi, Felicia. I see you, sister. It is one of the most powerful exercises that you can do for yourself. It's tapping in to the woman that you see on the inside. Now, there's two ways that you can tap into her. The first one is if you go inside your workbook on this page where you'll see this Let's Get Started, there's a link on the live. If you go into the actual, handout, there's a link and you can click on that link and there is a guided meditation. So, Sandy, you didn't really miss anything. I'm just getting started, okay? So no worries. So the way you can do is, like I said, go to the link that's inside and that'll guide you through. Or you can do it I've done it once. I've done it many times, so I take myself through it. And that is going into meditation. Now, let me explain the difference between prayer and meditation. Okay? And especially a lot of Christians, because I don't care whether you're Christian or Muslim or Buddhist. I don't care what you are. As long as you believe in God, we have something in common and I want to work with you. But some people don't know the difference between meditation and prayer. And how I define prayer and meditation: prayer is talking. That's talking to God, connecting to God, speaking. And meditation is going inside. That's going inside. That's connecting to the God within. That's the Holy Spirit, learning to listen to the Holy Spirit within. So to me, that is meditation. That's how we hear from God. The Bible tells us that He's that still small voice. And so often we get distracted by all the noise outside and we forget to go in. Because it's when you go in, ladies, that you will connect to that future self. That's when you'll connect to your creativity. Okay, that's where you will connect to your mission, your purpose. You will tap into that which is already in your DNA. Okay, so that is meditation. So when you do, let me pull this up just a little bit. Hopefully it won't it still squeaks. So when you go into meditation, I highly recommend that you set the atmosphere. And what do I mean by set the atmosphere? Well, number one, you need to find a quiet place. Find a quiet place. Some of you may not really have that because you have family members and everything. So if you need to, go create a space in your closet. I've known women who will do that. And it's literally your prayer closet. Create a room. I have a room that's my meditation room. If you need to go in the bathroom, sometimes that's the only way that you can get away in silence is in your bathroom. Burn an incense, burn a candle, whatever makes you, whatever helps you to create that sense of sacredness, do that. Okay? So that's the first thing you want to do. Okay, just looking at my notes, making sure I'm not, Okay, yes, because by creating the sacred space, that helps us to tap into our God self, our divine self. It allows us, it just gets us into that space where we're just ready to listen, ready to hear. And then when you're in that space of silence, I just want you to breathe in and out. In and out. And it's through the power of the breath. See, I've already calmed down. My energy was here and now I'm here. It's through the breath that we connect. Because you remember when God created Adam and Eve, what did He do? He breathed into them, He exhaled, and we inhaled. Okay? So I always think of the breath as how we connect to the Father, because it's through each and every breath that we are able to connect. Okay? I breathe Him in and exhale. He takes my breath. So in and out. That's how we're connecting. Think of it as this cycle of connecting with God. And in the silence, girls, in the silence, you will begin to hear from Him. So in the silence. And another thing I wanted to say, some of us have a hard time being in the silence, right? It's so hard. Oh my goodness. Okay, my screen went down. It's so hard to be in the silence. So let me give you a couple of other tips. I'm curious, how many of you struggle with going into silence and your mind starts going everywhere? Put me a 2 down in the comments. I want to see, am I all alone? Because I know when I go into the silence, oh my God, I start thinking about everything that I needed to do or I need to do, or I start thinking about things that make me sad. And then I'm like, oh, I got to get up and do this or that. And then I have to remember, this is where you go back to the breath, ladies. Go back to the breath. Focus on your breathing. Focus on your breathing and ask God to speak to you. Father, show me. Show me my 2018. So yeah, Felicia has trouble with it. Takia has trouble with it. Yeah. Sheila, I get it. Oh my gosh. So one of the places, let me tell you another one of my secret places, okay? The shower. For those of you who struggle actually sitting down and meditating, Sandy has trouble. The shower. Oh my God, I cannot tell you how many ideas come through in the shower. Okay, Connie has. Thank you, girls. I appreciate your participation. Now I feel like I'm really teaching because there's people participating. So, yes, Catherine, yes, you used to, but you learned to embrace the silence. Absolutely. And it's practice. That's why it's called a practice, okay? But the shower, girls, oh my goodness. I found, and just so you know, you can go on Amazon and there are waterproof writing pads. I have them stuck on my shower, on my wall in the bathroom, and it comes with a pencil and paper. Because when I lived in Washington, I used to be in the shower and oh my God, the Lord would give me so many ideas. This is how my business was birthed, in the shower. I used to take like 3 showers a day because I was like, yes, talk to me, God. And I'd jump out of the shower with my lip liners and my eyeliners, and I'd write all my ideas that God was giving me on my mirror. It was so crazy. So that's why I have to be in the shower. It's where my ideas come from. So the shower, let me think. I had another place. Oh, walks. How many of you know going on walks is the best way to connect with God? It is one of the best. Besides the shower, I'd say walks are number 2, because being out in nature, being around God's creation connects us. And in nature, how many of you know in nature we can find inspiration for teachings, inspirations for creativity exist in God's creation. So if you're struggling and you don't want to sit like I'm saying, sit in the silence, walk in the silence. Go stand in the shower and have that notepad. When you do your walks, have your journal, have your phone. You don't feel like writing? Talk to your phone. Siri, sometimes her texting is off, but she'll get the gist of it for you. Talk to your phone, okay, while you're out, and ideas begin to come to you, okay? Got it. Let me see what you girls are saying. I even heard of a job opening in the shower. Yes, awesome. Yes. Good stuff, ladies. I'm glad you're hearing me and this is resonating with you. Now, after you've decided on your environment, I want you now, if you listen to the guided meditation that's in your book, then I want you to, there's questions that are on this page. There's questions to lead you through your journaling time. Okay? These questions will lead you through your journaling time if you listen to the guided meditation, which is on this page, okay? You'll write it down. You'll write down your responses because, like I said, my goal is to have you tap into your future self. But you have to first set the environment. You have to be willing to go within. And now get your pens and paper out. Get your pens and paper. And what I'm going to have you write down is once you get into that space with God, I want you to, number one, invite him in. Because let me tell you, like I said, this scripture says that God created you to do good works for which he prepared you in advance to do. Not you. This is not your work. I want you to be so crystal clear about the work that you're called to. Many of you think that these are your ideas. No, these are not your ideas. These are God's ideas. Your mission, your purpose, that thing that's in your DNA, girlfriend, does not belong to you. And because it doesn't belong to you, you must consult the actual creator. Because you are a co-creator with God, a co-creator, a partner. It is through you that he is able to do his work on this earth because he dwells within you. So it's in, through, as you that the work must be done, but you must connect. You must tap in and hear, okay? Then when you tap in and hear, I want you to ask yourself some questions, okay? I've gone so far in my notes. Let me find my questions. I didn't even need these notes. I'm on a roll. You know, I told God before I logged in, I was like, Lord, talk through me. And I always create notes because I'm like, just in case he doesn't come through. But he always comes through because he says, don't worry about what you will say because I will give you the words. And so that's one of the things when women are scared to come on video. It's like, quit being scared, because if you're tapped into the Holy Spirit will do the talking. So here we go. Here's the question. Okay, here we go. Got your pens in hand. So the question is, where do I see myself in the next 1 to 2 years? You can decide if you want to, because the 1 to 2 years is going to tie into your ultimate goal at the end of this week, which is creating your vision board. So if you want to create your vision board for 1 year, then I would ask God, where do you want me to be in the next 2 years? Where do you see yourself? And then I want you to close your eyes, ladies, and begin to see. Ask the Holy Spirit, ask God to download into you the vision. And notice everything. I want you to notice everything as you're in this moment, as you begin to see yourself in 1 year, 2 years. Where do you see yourself? I want you to feel it. What does it feel like? What do you look like? How do you smell? What does your body look like? How do you feel inside your body? What's around you? I want you to look around that room, that space that you see yourself in. Are you in your office? Are you on the beach? Are you in your beautiful home? See, I'm visualizing as I'm talking to you. Okay? What do you see for yourself? What car are you driving? Okay? Be writing these things down that are coming up for me. What car are you driving? Okay? What are you doing? Has your dream come to pass? Are you speaking to thousands of women? And I see my beautiful friend Marcel on here. Hey, welcome, Marcel. For you, your goal is to walk again. Do you see yourself walking? What is that like? I can't believe how far you've come. I can't wait for your testimony, Marcel, of God's goodness. Where do you see yourself in 1 year, 2 years from now? Then I want you to ask yourself, are you confident? Are you successful? How does your body look? Are you full of vitality? Everything. I want you to think of everything. What's it going to be like in 1 year, 2 years? Write all the details down. Don't hold anything back, because God is listening to all the details that you see. He wants to make sure that you see it all for yourself, all the abundance that He has for you. Next, this is a powerful question you must ask yourself. What do I need to release to become her or him? What do I need to release to become her or him? Part 2. Who do you need to release to become her or him? Because oftentimes we have people in our world, friends, family, people that aren't in, that don't buy into our vision. And when they're not bought into our vision, they affect us. Their energy, when you're trying to go for that thing God has called you to, let me tell you, you've got to have the right people in your space. You will not reach your goal when you drag along people who can't see it for you. They will only drag you down. So who you surround yourself is so vital to your vision. So who do you have to release? And who do you have to become? And so when you think about what do I have to release? Is there some mindset that you have to release? Is there some type of thinking? Is there some type of behavior? Is there some type of pattern? Do you find I have to release the procrastination? I have to release the excuse that my life is just going to be this way. This is just how it's going to be. I have to release the negative things that come out of my mouth. What are you doing to sabotage that which is waiting for you? What do you need to release, and who do you need to release? If it's family, because I know it's hard, but let me tell you, I had to separate myself and just love some people from a distance. Because what I know about family is no matter how much you change, no matter how much you grow, they will always see you as the small one. They will never see the vision of the big you. Okay? So you have to sometimes distance yourself from family, I don't care if it's your best friend. That thing that God has called you here to do is more important, ladies, than anything you could do in your life. It is time to let go of excuses. It is time to quit playing small because you were prepared in advance for this mission and for this purpose. Nothing should come before it. Nothing, no thing should come before that which the Father has sent you here to do. That's why he said it is better that you be single, because then you keep your mind focused. Focus. Because my thing, when people ask me what's my why, because your why you're doing this has to be big, ladies, bigger than anything you want. As you do this meditation, what's your why? See, my why is that I dream of the day that I will go before the Father and he will say, well done, my good and faithful daughter. Well done. And that moment, I have it. It's in my DNA. Your why, whatever yours is, must be in your DNA. That if you don't do this thing, it is like spiritual suicide. Literally, your soul will die because you don't do it. It has to be that strong, that powerful, ladies. And gentlemen, sorry, Marcel, I forgot you're here. So, man, I get excited about this, ladies and gentlemen. Next, what do I need to embrace about who I am and where I need to go? What do I need to embrace? So now that you've figured out what do you need to release, who do you need to release, now what do you need to embrace? Do you need to embrace a positive mindset? Do you need to embrace some education? Do you need to embrace self-love and self-care? What is it that you need to embrace? Okay? So that you can become all that God has called you to be. What do you need to embrace? Okay? Think about, where do I need to grow? Do you need to release anger? Do you need to grow in compassion and love? What is it that you need to embrace? Next, who do you have to be or become to be the woman that you saw in your original visioning? That very first visioning, when you tapped into her. Because I think of her as your God self. We call her future self, but that's the God self. That's the self that God created you to be. You see her because, the truth is, you can't see that which you don't already know. You see that woman in the future who's thriving, who's prosperous, who's abundant, successful. You see her because you know her. You're just letting fear, lack, and limitation keep you from your true self. But no more, right, ladies? No more, no more, right, gentlemen? No more. No more, not in 2018. You will no longer be the victim. You will be the victor in 2018. That's what I'm decreeing and declaring for you in 2018. I'm so blessed. I have a man, Tim Story, decrees and declares that over me every week, and I'm claiming that for you too. I'm claiming that for you too. Hi, Sarah. Welcome. So we've got our questions. We've done the visioning. You tapped in. That's what I want you to do when you go into the silence. Get really connected with what you look like, sound like, what are you wearing, who you're surrounded with, what kind of success, are you having, how do you feel, all those things. What do you need to release? Who do you need to release? What do you need to embrace? Where do you need to grow? Who do you need to be or become? And then lastly, because you can know all that stuff, but if you don't do this step, it's pointless. So you have to get into action, movement. Okay? A lot of times, spiritual people will tend to say, oh, I'm going to pray on it. I'm going to pray on it. And what I know is this, okay? For Felicia on this call, Felicia was one of my clients. One of the things I teach my clients is that God is within. God is within. We are part of the one. God is without and He's within. Okay? So when we go within, you can tap in right here. Your intuition, it says that, we call it intuition, but it's that still small voice. That's God within you. The Holy Spirit's telling you. You already know what you need to do. But you want to use what we can use. I'm going to pray on it. I need to seek God as excuses to procrastinate. When in fact, you already know what to do because your spirit, if you live a spirit-led life, you already know what to do. But you have to do it. You can't sit back in excuses. And then that's where tomorrow's lesson, we're going to get into the SMART plan. We're going to get into the actions that need to be taken around the things that you create today. Because without faith, what is it? Well, I don't know. Without faith works is dead. No. I don't know. I'm not even going to try to quote it right now. But anyways, without action, you can have all the visions you want. And there's nothing, you will not be the change maker that you were called to be. So you have to get into action. So, any questions right now? I'm gonna give you guys an opportunity, not guys, well, gals. I don't know if Marcel's still here, but I'm gonna give you all an opportunity to ask me questions. And even if you're on the replay and you watch this, ask me questions. I will respond to your questions if I miss them. So, put your questions in the bottom. Faith. Without faith, it's impossible. Exactly. You have to have faith. And and that's an area that we all can grow in, is having that faith. Because a lot of times, ladies, when you're going for your goals, it's going to be scary. Because we've got the fear of the unknown, right? We're afraid of that which we do not know. And this is where, this is where I say, this is where God has the opportunity to work miracles in our life. Because the truth is, when we do it, it's not a miracle. But when we step out in faith, knowing that God has got our back, that's when we open the door for miracles to show up. When I think about Jesus, I'm like, man, what did because again, I'm always trying to model my life after him, and I look at, what did Jesus do that I'm not doing? Because if we remember, Jesus was fully God, he's fully human. We forget he's human. And the human side of Jesus, what Jesus did is he always looked to God. He always asked God. And he always believed God, that God had his back. Everything he did it with confidence. He did it with boldness, with power. And that comes from the Holy Spirit. That Spirit that Jesus left behind. The power of the Holy Spirit. And we don't tap into that enough. And we need to, because that's where your boldness comes from. That's where your power comes from. That's where your faith comes from. If you look at the disciples in the book of Acts, every time they did a miracle, it said they had the Holy Spirit and there was boldness and power. Tap in, ladies. Tap in. Get out of yourself and tap into the God within you. Okay? Because that's where you're going to align with your mission, with your purpose. That's where you become one with God, and his vision is always looking up. Be in alignment. Okay? So, let me see here. So, like I said, I would spend an hour. You spent today, I don't know how long I've been on this thing. Let me see, how long does it tell me? Oh, 42 minutes. So now you need to go and you need to spend an hour tonight going deep, writing out your goals. And I wouldn't write tons of goals. I like to keep things simple. What are your top 3 to 5 goals over the next year, next 2 years? And if you do the next year, what's going to make you feel accomplished if you accomplish these 3 to 5 things? Okay, write those down. Just tap in, write them down, and then tomorrow bring your 3 to 5 goals to tomorrow's session. Let me see here. Sheila says, just want to be clear. These questions you gave us, are they in the workbook? Correct. This is our first homework, to tap in through meditation. Correct? Yes. So if you listen to the questions, Sheila, to answer your question, I had instructed all of you to write down what I was saying as I was giving you the questions, because if you don't do the meditation, the guided meditation, I was giving you the questions, but some of them, yes, are in the workbook on this page with the young lady, questions for your future self. But I do recommend, if you don't do the visioning, to, if you have to come back and watch that portion, come back. But I gave you the questions to be asking yourself, to just be thinking. And there's power in the voice. So ask out loud, who do I need to become? And think, contemplate. What do I need to release? Contemplate. Write it down. Okay? So, let me see. Let's see. There's no questions. Let me make sure. Yep, I think I've said everything I have to say. I appreciate you being every call's not going to be this long. Just let me tell you, this is the first one, but I really wanted to get us off to a good start. I'm so excited. Also, in case you didn't read, you should have emails coming through to you every day if you signed up to get the ebook. If you didn't sign up to get the ebook, you won't get the emails. And the emails are just an iteration of what we talked about today. But what I want to say to you is to make sure that every day you're checking your email, that you do get your there's a list. I don't know if it's coming tomorrow, but I tell you the supplies, even in your workbook on page, because we're going to do your vision board. So this week, no, that doesn't have the supply. Well, kind of, sort of, the supply list is in here. I need you to get your supplies. So have a pen and paper handy. I'm going to tell you what you need just in case you don't read your email, because you're going to need this before Thursday, by Thursday, because I'm going to give you 2 days to work on your vision board. Okay, so the first thing you're going to need is magazines. If you don't have magazines, what I recommend is that you go online and print up photos that resonate with your, because by then we're going to know, by tomorrow you're going to know your goals. So I recommend magazines, or find pictures on the internet, find words, phrases, just kind of get that stuff, the supplies in hand. The next thing you need is a poster board or a foam board. I recommend foam board, so that way you can, prop it up somewhere. You need glue, you need scissors. If you want, glitter, whatever you want for your vision board, run to Michael's and get your supplies so that Thursday and Friday you can be working on your vision board. Now, I don't start on it because I'm going to give you tips on when we do the vision board piece, but start getting those supplies so that you're not running around Wednesday, Thursday without the supplies that you need. So this is Dorothy-Inez. I love you. I hope this has blessed you. If this has blessed you, do me a favor and put the number 10 in the comments so that I know this really, really blessed you. Put the number 10 in the comments, and I will look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Remember your commitment. Your commitment to show up, whether you show up live or on the replay. All of you that put ones, I'll be calling you out. Felicia, tell them Dorothy-Inez will call you out because you committed. Because that's how you are going to achieve your goals. I don't play. Okay, that's why I like working with high achieving women. Women who, when they give their word, they mean it. So show up. I'll see you tomorrow. God bless you, and have fun seeing that vision that God has given you. Mwah. Love you. Goodbye.